Hello, Michael Ashley here for Codify, and once again, Happy New Year. We're here talking about backing things up in today's training. A great New Year's resolution for all of us, we would think, and specifically backing up iOS devices. Those are your iPhones, iPods even, and iPads. As most of you might know, we're pretty bullish on iPads as a great device for field recording, due to its security and our ability to ruggedize it and make it waterproof and do all the magical things we like to do with them. But it's, of course, really important that we figure out the easiest way possible to back these things up. And from a personal note, as a dad, husband, family member, all that, figuring out the absolute easiest way to back up all of the devices of our family, well, we all know what a hot mess that is. So in subsequent videos later on, we'll talk about Android devices, we'll talk about backing up your Macs and PCs and everything else, and ways of doing all of those things without necessarily having to get a subscription or send all your data to a corporation, okay? So that's the whole purpose of today's video. And to do that, we're gonna be leveraging a fantastic application called iMazing, iMazing.com. And this is, as it says, a free iPhone, iPad backup solution, and it's actually truly amazing. So their pun is well earned. So let's just tell the quick story. They offer a free version, a completely not watered down version of their application to take care of backing things up, because they feel as a public service that it's an incredibly important thing to be able to do. And in the later versions of iTunes, it's become a very challenging thing for most humans to do. Not to mention, you have to set up a different backup for each and every device, and it's basically a pain in the butt. So what you're going to see here is, as quickly as I can possibly do this for you, a way of setting up your backups for all of the devices that you're dealing with. And it can be done completely automatically. So it's pretty cool, and let's just jump right in. So I'm just going to begin by launching the application. And I have an iPad here that's connected, in this case, by USB for the purposes of this demo. And this just, as you can see, if you look over here, you'll see that there have been 3 backups done. But in kind of cooking show style prep for this demo, I could have started with a fresh and clean version of this, and it would have asked me the following questions. It would have asked me if I want to do automatic backups, and the answer to that should be yes. It asked me whether or not I want to back up the encrypted data. So if we encrypt the backup, that means the backup itself on your device, whether it's an external drive or on your tablet or PC or Mac or whatever, will be actually encrypted. And this is a new security provision that Apple has enforced in recent versions of the iOS, and basically requires that if you want to save your health data and your passwords and everything else, the backup actually must be encrypted. Important safety tip: once you set that password, you better write it down and put it somewhere, because if you lose it, there's nothing that you can do other than to basically erase and restore your device. So you have been warned. This is a personal favorite thing, this backup location. I've decided to back up this particular iPad to an external RAID drive. This is a 20 terabyte RAID drive, so it's a very secure place that I can put this data. And so basically what's happening is I'm having a different backup location for each device that I'm managing. So I can have 20 or 30 backups here, and that's being backed up to a redundant disk that has some disaster protection in it, which is really great. Backup archiving, I've set this to backup, enable the archiving, and keep all the copies for up to a year. So you can imagine, for a very long-term project or academic projects that go on and on and on, for all the good reasons, having this backup for up to a year is pretty exciting. Then we have the ability to have a Wi-Fi connection. So once you've done the very first backup, after that, you can back up over Wi-Fi. So this is a scenario I want you to imagine. You come home, you got your girlfriend, boyfriend, significant other, or you are an organization, you have 20 iPads, which we're dealing with more and more these days. As soon as those iPads come in to the zone where iMazing is running on any machine and they're all on the same Wi-Fi network, they will back up automatically. And it's pretty impressive. It goes and hits the first iPad, finishes that backup and keeps moving through. But you'll see just how fast those backups happen because they're incremental, meaning the very first time it had to back up 200 gigs of data, but the very next time it does it, it's only going to have to back up whatever changed since the last time you backed up. So if you're doing this religiously every day, it goes very fast. Okay? So we're just going to go ahead and hit done. I'm going to hit the backup button. And you're going to see it says backing up. It's preparing the backup. And while this is going, just to take a note of the operating system I'm running here, which is 10.3.3. So it's pretty old. So this iPad just came back from the field. The last time we had it in our possession was this summer. And so I'm going to be able to use iMazing to not only do this backup, but also to get our iOS up to the latest version. So here it goes. It says a minute. It's really going to take less than that. The backup is complete. It's going to do a verification of it, make sure all the data is all happy and good. And I have the window open, but this whole thing could have been done automatically without the window ever being opened. Okay, so I'll say close the window. And the reason that is, if I close this completely, is because there's this little thing called iMazing Mini, again, Mac and PC, and you can see that it has this nice little window that shows all of the devices that you might want to have be backed up automatically for you. So I'm going to go ahead and one more time and say View in iMazing and round this out by demonstrating the last thing, which I think is super cool, and that's its ability to also do your OS updates for you. So if you've ever had to do this, you answer a lot of questions. It will ask you if you backed your stuff up. If you don't have your backups ready and you back up, anything goes wrong, you can basically box your device. In this case, I'm going to do the update to the latest version of the operating system. And when I update this, it's going to do a backup. And that's exactly what we want before we do any form of update, right? And how many of us actually do that? I mean, the last time I did my, update, if you're on Windows, you're going to do zillions of updates a day. And if you're on a Mac these days, you're going to be doing zillions of updates a week. So the idea that backup step is being done for me completely automatically without having to think about it, it's pretty great. So as you can see, it's finishing up the backup. And here it's archiving the backup. And now it's doing the download. And with that, I will leave you. So as you can see, it's going to download the operating system, and it's going to do all of that completely automatically. If you have any questions, by all means, reach out.